Wade is guarding Bryant. Artest looking, gets it to Bryant. Bryant dribbling, has to put it up at the buzzer. Banks it in! He banks in the three! And the Lakers win the game!
Good morning and a happy new year, Syndicate members. It's the first episode of Winning on Wednesday for 2023. Get excited. We're live from Austin, Texas. What's up, baby?
Look, dude. All right. So I have to say this. This is classic Joe. Okay. So I'm sitting outside and this car drives by me in our office complex. And something, I don't know what was going on, but the guy, I'm getting ready to walk back inside, and then I just hear this, boom, boom, just a bunch of wrecking. He popped the curb over at Chapman Motors, knocks down 2 trees, and then plows into a Suburban, and then pops the Suburban over the curb to hit a fire hydrant. Wow. And so I was just like, yo, what is going on this morning? I'm sorry to say, whoever that guy was, I hope he's okay.
One of your insureds?
So we made the joke to the chiropractor next door, was like, hey, man, he's going to need an adjustment after that. And he's like, well, shoot, man, he's got a big claim coming y'all's way. I heard he was your insured. So, a weird start to the morning, man, but I'm good. I'm energized. Yeah, man, how are you doing?
I am doing fantastic. Just hanging out in our new digs, right? As you guys, if y'all saw me on Tuesday training yesterday, you noticed that my background's a little different right now. This is actually my office in our new office that we're getting ready to build out. You can see there's some work obviously behind me that needs to get done, but starting Monday next week, we got a whole bunch of work we're going to do in here. We got remodeling, some repainting, some restructuring, and we're going to get this thing lights out, ready to go for February full speed. Yep. So I'm super excited.
And we will be 100% ready to go, y'all, on February 1st. We should be done by the end of this month.
Easily.
So again, I see Melissa here. The 29th, I think we should be done by then. And I know you're going to be in Austin. So definitely anybody that is in, we're in Cedar Park, but in the greater Austin area, we're even going to have, it's probably 500, 600 square feet, that first conference room that we have, where we're going to actually have desks set up where agents can come in and work. Whether you're local and you just need a desk to come work, right? Or if you're in town and you're visiting and you want to connect, but still need to get some stuff done, we're going to have a whole kind of separate office for that. Then we've obviously got the podcast studio. We're going to be doing some cool things with that, where again, we may be opening that up to others to be able to come shoot some content. But then really the cool one is going to be the bullpen in the back. And we finalized our build out yesterday on the bullpen, and it's going to be freaking sick. So we'll have some dials going, we'll have some sales going. But it's going to be very boiler room-esque, and it's going to be freaking awesome. So I'm super excited for that.
Yep. Absolutely. So we wanted to take today's show, since it is the first show of 2023, right? Number one, kind of wish everybody a happy new year, as well as a happy upcoming birthday for me. My birthday's Friday. Thank you very much.
Oh, really?
And then we just kind of wanted to lay out the last year in the Syndicate, kind of why we put this group together, why we're doing some of these different shows that we've got going on out here, and kind of where we've come from and kind of where we've gotten to so far, and then where we're headed. So get excited. We got some great stuff coming for you guys this year, and we've certainly made, thanks to y'all, right? It's all thanks to the group, the support that you guys have provided, the membership, et cetera, the encouragement, the attendance, the engagement. All of that is what has helped us kind of get to where we're at. We're over 6,000 members. We got 6 live shows running every day of the week except Sundays, and it's been exceptional. So we're super pumped to be kind of spearheading this for y'all, and we're super encouraged that you guys are participating at the level that you are. So thank y'all very much. We appreciate every one of y'all.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's kind of the whole purpose. And, anybody that knows Joe, this group started overnight, actually in less than a night. I literally was just like, I'm about it. I'm going to do it. And I was like, the Insurance Syndicate. And then we launched and started it, which is crazy that we're already coming up on, what is it? We're coming up on almost 2 years. It's about 2 years old.
What we said,
And this,
March?
yeah, it was like
Lost it in March of 2020?
March 15th, I think is what the date was.
Or
And
2021, I
really,
should say.
well, in 2022 was the year, man. Wow. Like what this group has really evolved into. But again, it goes back to our members. It also goes out to our admins, our show hosts, our moderators. Shout out to Christian Garner. You've been an amazing mod, man, within the group, and you've done an amazing job and really helped us keep this group really credible and clean, I guess you could say, right? Obviously, when groups grow like we've grown, especially as fast as we've grown, typically you start to have, and anybody probably knows the group I'm talking about, independent insurance agents. We've got some members from over there. We saved some people from the fire, but whoa, right? And it's like they obviously need like 1,000 moderators up in that group. But really, it does go back to kind of why I created the group, right? And it was just off of the whim, just an idea, but it was a feeling, and it was something that I've been feeling for some time. And I always go back to it, right? As when kind of got in that room with Cody Askins with the OG power players. And it's like, I'm pretty sure I was the only PNC person in that room, right? But then so why? And I think a lot of us, especially just in insurance, you just have this very traditional way of doing business, right? And now obviously we're changing that. We're coming in, we're bringing in new innovative ways of thinking and creating relationships and all this. But there was no business for a PNC person to be in a room with a Medicare person, right? Or hey, maybe there was, but it was just a referral type of relationship. And really the syndicate, what we wanted to do with this is why are we not all in this together, right? Why are we not collaborating? Why are we not networking? Why are we not creating these strategic relationships that I know Tony and I can personally attest to have changed everything about our business? Just the exposure, right? And I think that's part of it. Anybody that's new in this group, be a sponge, right? I remember like when we were first getting this thing going, man, it was evolving and evolving and evolving because I was just a sponge mode on the life insurance side, on the Medicares. I don't call Medicare Medicaid anymore, Medicare agent. So you're welcome. But just when you're a sponge in that environment, dude, you pick up and you learn on so freaking much. And that, again, is why we wanted the group, because we didn't want it to just be limited to one vertical, right? Or, hey, oh, you do PNC, dude? Nah, this is only for life insurance agents, right? Where I think John Wetmore, one of our show hosts for Tactical Thursdays, and again, we'll circle back around to make sure everybody knows where you can go find the previous episodes and everything like that. But I mean, some of our PNC agents get more from John Wetmore than they do from potentially me. Now, maybe that's because they've heard me for years, but John has no clue. He doesn't. Everybody says it's funny on the life side where I call Medicare Medicaid. You know what people call PNC on y'all side? PNC, y'all. It's P&C, property and casualty, right? Not PNC the bank, but PNC agents are literally changing their businesses because of what John Wetmore, the mega life insurance guy, is telling them, right? So I think it's very applicable. The insurance industry as a whole is life-changing, and that's why we wanted to get everybody in here, because all it takes is one person saying one thing one way, right, to where then it's not just in one ear and out the other. It can actually be implemented into your agency. So again, for anybody new members, obviously a lot of y'all know us, you've been following us for a little bit now, but I just wanted to put that out there for new members. That is our mission statement. We are going to collaborate. We are going to disrupt the insurance industry through collaboration and transparency and honesty of information shared. I think people miss the honesty part. You can be transparent about bullshit, right? But there is honesty in the information that is shared. And honestly, we're just trying to pour as much back in, because a lot of y'all know this. Hey, when you give, put it in the comments, you get, right? And Tony, that's obviously, you, as soon as I created the group, you instantly hopped on. You're like, yo, this is my MO too, man. And you've been at it and disrupting the industry for quite a while as well. So really appreciate you and you taking the time as we've been growing our businesses and obviously trying to help others grow theirs as well. So
absolutely, man. It all goes to the mindset of abundance. And this is a mindset that I've had in the industry for years, and had kind of trouble for a longest time bleeding it into other people, so to speak, right? This is, for the longest time, insurance, and still is, been a very restrictive industry where people don't like to share. But the difference between that and what we're trying to do here is that we're coming in with an abundance mindset. We understand that there's enough business out there for everybody. Doesn't matter if we're in the same market. I mean, I've got friends that are in Texas that are selling Medicare to the exact same client avatar that I'm selling. We're not stepping over each other. We're not stealing business from one another. There's so much business out there. There's no reason for us to be enemies. We can be friends. We can collaborate. We can share information, knowing that, hey, we're still going to get our piece of the pie. So having that abundant mindset is really what is, I guess, the philosophy behind what we're doing here in disrupting the industry through transparency. We're coming in with an abundance mindset. We want to share information. We want people to succeed. We want to build a community of people that are empowered to collaborate, help each other, and just lift the entire industry up.
Right.
And I think it's needed. I think the insurance industry has been asking for it for a long, long time.
Right. And that's, I mean, speaking of information shared, right now, this is just, I went and pulled some stats and everything from 2022. This is just from the year of 2022. So you want to talk about information shared and transparency and collaboration. The group and the activity has been insane. So obviously you guys have seen, we have grown just in 2022. Now, again, keep in mind, this is all organic. We don't spend a dime other than time. Right now, it's kind of gotten to the point where people are starting to find us because of the engagement. If any of y'all know the kind of group algorithm and how that works, people are kind of starting to flock in now. But in the past year, we grew 3,000. Well, excuse me. We had 3,747 request review. We only approved 3,427. Right. So we actually had over 50% growth in 2022 compared to where we were before we started in January last year. Right. So with that being said, though, right. So with 3,000, typically your engagement falls off. We have been able to average a 79.8% daily active member for the year of 2022. So even though we grew almost freaking 3,500 members, we were still able to maintain at least 80% of them were active on a daily basis, right? And that goes back to the members who are willing to share, right, outside of the admins and the group experts and all that stuff, the people who are willing to contribute to the group, right? So we have that, but information shared, we had 3,063 posts posted within the group, okay? We had 26,486 comments, right? So obviously the post, but then you're going in and I mean the threads and I was scrolling through the group, man, just going through all of the old threads and wow, like, I mean, it's crazy and just relationships gained. I think Melissa just put on here that she'll be, I'm working with the Alex Jackson agency now too. I highly doubt that Melissa would have ever known who Alex Jackson was if he wasn't on the Insurance Syndicate hosting Saturday morning cartoons with his son Sawyer. And Melissa, shout out to Melissa, is on that show pretty much every Saturday morning supporting Sawyer and shout out Melissa, you're awesome. But again, the comments in those threads are just amazing, right? We had 40,864 reactions. Okay, so some of y'all, hey, maybe you're not ready to comment yet, maybe you're not ready to post yet. I do encourage you to do that. But hey, if you're engaging and you hit the little care emoji or the like sign, I don't think we had too many mad faces in there. But seriously, the information, I mean, 3,000 plus posts, like that's crazy to me that all of that has happened. I can't wait to see what that's going to be in 2023 as we continue to grow the group and keep our active members up. And I guess real quick, let me do a little bit of education, right? The only way that you maintain a group that's growing over 3,000 members a year and still maintain an 80% active member on a daily basis is because it's actual value being dropped, right? We're not trying to do some type of cash grab. We're not trying to monetize our members. I don't know if you guys have seen that. We haven't tried to monetize any of this to make our members pay, and no subscription, no nothing. And we have zero plans of doing that because we're trying to give back. And again, when you give, you get. But again, it's because everybody that's involved is really here trying to help, right? Like what Tony said, that abundance mindset of, man, and I'll tell you, dude, a little of a lot's a lot. And when you think about that and the number of people that live in this freaking country, dude, a little of a lot. And what's the stat on Medicare? Even if you have like 0.002% of the market, it's still like a multi-million-dollar book of business or something.
Yeah,
What is
that
number?
0.001. If you have 1/1000th of 1%, you're still going to make $1 million. And that's annual renewals. That's not gross income total. That's annual money.
Right.
So,
right. Wow. That's freaking awesome, man. I mean, and that's insurance.
Comparatively, that's a small market when you compare it to life insurance or ACA or PNC, right?
Yep.
Those are actually much bigger markets than Medicare. I mean, Medicare will have 80 million people by 2030. So yeah, if you could scoop up 1/1000th of 1%,
Yep.
you can be a millionaire. That's all you need.
You're sitting pretty on that, and that's some good residual. If you guys don't know Medicare, it's got some really good residual on the group too. So this is a really cool thing. When I was going through, and I've got to give a shout out. We do have the top city of the group when it comes to membership and everything like that. So I'll give y'all a shout out just so y'all know.
City.
Yeah, the top city.
Austin, Texas.
It's unfortunately it's not Austin, Texas. It's Houston. So Houston, okay. Texas, you are our top city within the group. So shout out to H-Town. Good for y'all. But we also represent 10 countries within the group, wow. Right? And I think, when people hear that, they're like, right? But I think our mindset is, well, we have vetted and we've reviewed these the membership requests as they've come in, right? So I think a lot of people view that as, maybe there's spam in there, whatever it is. It's like, no, there's the insurance. There's different facets within our industry where obviously a lot of us, hey, we have some virtual assistants or we have employees or we have team members that are outside of this country, but that are extremely vital to how our operation works. True testament here. Shout out to Viva VA. I always give them a shout out. Rob Lopez, we have our virtual assistants with them. And then we have our telemarketers through Eugene Marchenko with trained telemarketers. And my boy Rico Clark Toledo, man, I'm telling you, like I was just telling Tony, we're going to do a little mural, not a mural, but like a quote from Rico Clark Toledo in our bullpen that says, "It's coffee time and grind time, Joe. Let's get after it. I'm starting my shift." And then I'm going to put quote, in quote, Rico Clark Toledo with trained telemarketers because he's awesome. I mean, the guy has made thousands and thousands of dials for us. And again, how would I ever have found Rico Clark Toledo if I hadn't have somehow got like Eugene's in Medicare, right? And he does like that. And the only reason I met Eugene was through Medicare Con, which I had no business being at Medicare Con other than I wanted to support Justin Brock. And then and then we create these relationships, and you can do that not only in person, right, but within the group. And we encourage that. Just don't slide in the DMs. Okay. Reminder, y'all, don't slide into the DMs. We did have that happen actually this past week. You probably know who you are if you did it. Please don't do that because I am getting screenshots of it. I'm going to be nice the first time. Next time you get in the boot. But that's how we got to protect the value and the credibility of the group. Okay. So 10 countries, top city, Houston, Texas. And then real quick, kind of before we kind of progress through this, I wanted to actually give a shout out to our top 10 members. And it's actually from this past month. I could not backdate it, but I did. We're talking about members and membership. And obviously y'all know who's going to be number one. Who do you think's number one, Tony? England, Mr. Ryan England, dude, you're amazing. Your posts are through the roof. Your comments are through the roof. Your engagement, your attendance on every single live show. I know you were running just a smidge late to this one, but I know you'll be on it. Really appreciate you, man. And just even the vulnerability to hop on some of the shows, business playing with us. Dude, you're an amazing guy. I'm super excited for you and your son to be starting that new independent agency this year. So we got Ryan England. We got Mason Van Meter. So Mason, you've been coming in. I don't know if a lot of people have really kind of seen a lot of your content, but man, your posts are very
they're rich. They're rich in content
and intriguing, and they make you think a different way about insurance. So I really like it because it's not provocative in a negative tone. It's provocative it's making people think a different way. So shout out to Mason Van Meter. We got old Uncle Bruce Weinstein. Really appreciate you, man. You're number 3 for the past month. Brian Moore. Actually, Brian, you had the top comments out of everybody, even though you were 4 out of, because they rank it based off comments, engagements, and that stuff. But you had the most comments out of anybody. So shout out to Brian Moore. Appreciate you. Chase McAllister coming in at number 5. Shout out to Chase McAllister. He runs the Transfer Syndicate. He's doing some really cool things on the lead side of things. You'll be seeing more of him, y'all. So don't worry about that. You will be seeing a little bit more Chase's stuff. So Chase McAllister, and then we got the Medicare machine, Joshua freaking Youngs.
Boom.
If y'all are in Medicare, check it out and just search his name in here because he posts all kinds of Syndicate promo codes for his trainings where y'all get like a 30% off discount or something crazy like that. The guy is literally the Medicare machine. So make sure and hit up Josh Youngs. Appreciate you, Josh. Keep grinding, man. I feel like you probably drove around the world 3 times this AEP. And I'm not even playing, y'all. Like the last time he showed me his stats, he had like driven around the world twice. Like when I saw him, I was like, you're a machine, dude. Nick Acosta. So Nick actually put a post out here this past week and just really said thank you to the group. And it wasn't a thank you to the admins or whoever created the group, whatever. It was a thank you to the members because of the group, right? He says literally because of the group, it actually helped him level up, connect, make relationships to where he actually qualified for his trip with his company, Michigan Farm Bureau is where he's at. And so he was able to qualify for the trip, and then he's off and running, hitting it hard right out the gate here in January 2023. So shout out to you, Nick. He also just had a post, amazing organic social media strategy here. I got to shout him out on this. He got, I believe it was probably 2,800 shares on a post from his personal profile, right? So
Wow.
if that tells you anything about personal pages right now, I told him, I was like, dude, now go, because he was sending me all the numbers. I said, well, go hit everybody that shared and comment and put your link so they can get quotes, right? After 4, Facebook shut him down because they thought he was like a bot because of how many shares he was getting. He broke the algorithm on organic strategies. So shout out to you, Nick. Obviously, then we have Melissa. Melissa, I'm sorry. Is it like, I'm going to butcher this.
Osbar.
I know it's Osbar Ham. I really appreciate Melissa. We've recently been able to connect, and she's actually going to be back here in Austin pretty much full time here, I believe, in the next few months. So super excited to have you here in town. I know we're going to see you in the office, and really appreciate your attendance on all the shows and your support of Saturday Morning Cartoons there with Sawyer. I know that means a lot to Sawyer and Alex Jackson for sure. Chris Smith, so he is with Insurance Toolkits. And so he's been putting out some really, if you haven't checked out his podcast, he's got a really informational podcast, been putting out some good content. So thank you, Chris. And then my boy, Travis Welch out of Evansville, Indiana. He is one of my favorite agents. He's one of the most heartfelt guys and just the most supportive guys. And so really shout out to you, Travis. Appreciate everything you're contributing to the group. And really just shout out to our top 10. I know there's so much more than that. It would take me probably a year to go through how many of all of our active members, right? But we appreciate all of y'all. But those are the top 10 here from the past month. So
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's good to see the engagement. It's good to see the quality of content. And I hear it constantly. I mean, somebody even said it in this group. Ted Adams dropped it out there. Love the community here. Like, I see comments on this all the time. I was sharing something on LinkedIn trying to drive people to this group. And wasn't David Abrams. I can't remember his name at the moment, but came in behind me and posted, said, hey, that's a great community. Great place to learn, right? If you're a new agent, you definitely got to get over there and help us. Was kind of promoting the group. So definitely beautiful stuff.
Well, and so speaking of the group, right? So obviously you guys have seen, we've started up the podcast and everything like that. We've got the 6 live shows. So just to recap real quick again, for anybody new, we got Monday Minds. All of these are at 9 a.m. Central. Okay. So we got Monday Mindset with Luke Akery. It's all about marketing, mindset, and money.
Which, if I could say, is probably one of the most underrated shows on our weekly schedule. Like, if you guys are overlooking the Monday show because like, who's this Luke Akery character?
Or because it's a Monday.
Or because it's Monday, right?
Right.
You need to stop overlooking that show. Luke Akery is not only a phenomenal business owner. I mean, he has over 40,000 clients across over 100 industries, I think. If I remember correctly, I was hearing him talking about it through Reminder Media. Is he an insurance agent? No. Is he a salesperson, business owner? Yes. Is he jam-packed with knowledge? Yes. I mean, the dude runs a 9-figure business. There's not too many people in our group at all that are running 9-figure businesses. We definitely got 7 figures, 8 figures. We got a couple of 9-figure guys. Luke Akery is one of them. If you're not tuning into Monday Mindset, I promise you, you're missing the boat. 100%.
Right. Yep. So Monday Mindset, Luke Akery, again, y'all, every show at 9 a.m. Central. Hey, y'all out on the West Coast, I appreciate y'all because I know y'all be getting up early, or even if you're just 1 hour behind us, I appreciate it because I know it could be a little bit early, but I feel like it's a great way to kickstart your day. So we got Monday Mindset. We've got Tuesday Training with Tony, the Merwinator. And he's got, I know if you guys go back and watch his show yesterday, it is up on the YouTube channel, which I'll pull that up here in a second. But man, you got an action-packed here next 3-4 months, and not even to mention everybody that you had on in the past 6 to 7 months on Tuesday Training. Once you really revamp the show, wow, right? Like it is, I mean, it's all about just tangible action items. You can take action on everything they're training on. That, like, as soon as that show's done, go and take action, right? So Tuesday Training with Tony, obviously Winning on Wednesday, you're tuning in to Winning on Wednesday. This is the longest tenured show, which we are coming up on our 1-year anniversary of Winning on Wednesday.
Next week,
Wednesday.
baby.
So still working on some cool things. I'll leave it at that. Still working on some cool things. It's been a little bit of back and forth, some phone tag, but we're working on something huge for our Winning on Wednesday, our 1-year show next week. We got Tactical Thursdays with John Wetmore. I know y'all have seen his shows. I'm pretty sure he has the highest viewership out of our shows. It's between him and Johnny. Johnny does an amazing job on Friday Fuel. But Tactical Thursdays tomorrow, I have to give this a shout out. We got Andy Elliott on the show, which if y'all don't know Andy Elliott, go read, go search him, go look him up. The dude is an absolute freaking monster. I mean, top 1% car salesman in the country, but he's all about coaching, training. I mean, the dude is a freaking beast. And I love a lot of his content on YouTube. So he'll be on Tactical Thursdays to kick off the new year with y'all tomorrow. And then we have Friday Fuel with Johnny Ninifan. Mr. Johnny, the ultimate agent himself. So he is running our Friday Fuel, 9 a.m. Central. Kate does an amazing job. Johnny's 21, been in the industry less than a year, y'all. And he's doing some things that would take us some years to get after, right? So kudos to Johnny and all of his hard work.
If you're not a fan of Knit-A-Fan, I'm not a fan of you.
A fan of you. We need to get him a shirt for that. That's pretty good. That's a good podcast shirt too. And then, hey, last but definitely not the least, this is actually probably my favorite show. If any of y'all know, I am a yellow, but it's my heart for the youth. These are our future leaders, right? These are the people who are going to be running the show when we're old and freaking sitting on our asses, right? So Alex Jackson with Jackson Agency, I believe they're out of Illinois. He runs that show with his 10-year-old Sawyer Jackson, right? And so Sawyer's getting into this kind of podcast space. He's already got the entrepreneurial spirit. He's got a lawn care company with a couple buddies he runs around town with, but just an exceptional young kid, right? And so, again, if y'all haven't tuned into that, even if you just go support Sawyer. Right now, it's amazing content because Alex brings on freaking millionaires, and then Sawyer interviews millionaires, so it's freaking amazing. You'll get something out of it, but go show some support to this young man who is getting after it, who is going live on Saturday. He could be doing anything else on Saturday mornings, right? He's 10. What did you do at Saturday mornings at 10, right? Well, that's why we called it Saturday morning cartoons. Typically, we'd be watching cartoons, right? He's getting live and going in front of thousands of insurance agents. But why is he doing it? It's really to level up his craft, right? He's pursuing something. He's trying to get better, but at such a young age. So Saturday morning cartoons. And real quick, I just wanted to bring up the YouTube channel just so that everybody can see that.
While you're doing that, who's been your favorite guest that we've had on?
My favorite guest. So, man, we've had so many freaking good guests.
We had Derek Johnson on the show. Are you kidding me?
I think that was going to be my favorite. Derek Johnson, 13-year NFL player. I mean, the guy, it's called Defend the Dream, y'all. So if you go so here, you're looking at the channel. Have been doing a lot of work in here, cleaning it up, making it very easy for y'all to find all of the shows. Okay, so you can see here, this is a feature video. This is with Brian, which he has an amazing story, killer episode. So go check that one out.
Episode, absolutely.
But we got Monday Mindset here, Tuesday Training. We've got our Winning on Wednesday, Tactical Thursdays, Friday Fuel, and then our Saturday morning cartoons, y'all. So go real quick, make sure and subscribe here on the channel. Would love for the support there. More to come on the YouTube channel. So just be on the lookout for that. We're slowly but surely building that thing up, and give us about another month or two once we're in our studio, and it's going to be game on.
We're also on Spotify and Apple as well, right?
Yep. And then you've got the little, I don't have the Apple link up here, but I've got the Facebook. Okay. So you can go straight to the Facebook group from here, and then you can see the little Spotify symbol. For some reason, it doesn't spell out. It says Syndicate Media, but then you can just click and it'll take you straight to Spotify. But again, here's the YouTube channel. So if you haven't, now again, all the videos also live within the group as well. So you can go to the featured tab, or if you click on media, you'll be able to find them, but they're not in order. So go check out the YouTube, give us a like, subscribe if you could, please. And we'd love to hear your feedback, any comments. I will say, our last comment on the YouTube channel was that this was the best YouTube channel for insurance agents out there. So, I don't know who it was. I want to say, I thought it was Jeff Burgum. I don't know if it was you, Jeff, but if it is you, let me know. Maybe I'll send you some merch or something like that. So that is the YouTube channel. So you guys can go check out all of those shows. And then really, that kind of takes us to what we're doing now. I know you guys have heard me and Tony both talk about it, where me and Tony actually formed a business together. So we started Syndicate Media. Shoot, it might not be the last business we start together, y'all, but it's the first one. And so we're doing a lot of cool things with the podcast, but then we've got some news. Stay with us till the end of this show, because we've got some really cool news that we're not doing for everybody, but we are doing for some select individuals that
about 30 of you.
Yeah, about 30 of them. Well, maybe even less. I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe less.
But we did spend a lot of money on it for you guys, right? So we're super excited to share that news here at the end of the show. But we've got a lot of cool things going. And Tony, I don't know if maybe you kind of want to stair step them through really kind of our thought process, or really like where we're trying to take this group, like the direction that we're trying to go with it.
Well, I would say the direction is mostly in regards to growth. You've seen what we've done so far, right? So membership is going to continue to drive. Shows are going to continue to be out there. We're going to continue to level up the aesthetics of these shows to make them even higher quality, continue to drive in bigger guests that can come in and bring you great content. We are planning an event. I'll just say it. We don't have all the particulars yet, but know that this is going to be an event at some point, and it's not going to be your typical event. We've already talked about it. I'm not going to tell you everything that we've talked about, but just understand that our event is not going to be the same as the other insurance events, just like our group is not the same as the other groups out there. So if you think a little bit, and you know us, and you kind of know how we run in the business, the people that we surround ourselves and the way we operate, if you think about that and like, well, if Joe and Tony are going to do an event, and they're going to be different than every other insurance event, it won't take you too long to figure out what we're probably up to. But
hey, if you got any guesses, put it in the comments.
We got an event coming down the pike that you're definitely going to want to be involved in. And I'll just go back to the podcasting and the shows. I am also working on a series of longer form specials that will be running maybe quarterly, maybe more often. We'll see. This is all kind of new to us. But we have a couple of ideas for some more long form shows that already have some guests lined up. I've already got people that are committed. It's just finding the time, finding the location, getting it done. And then you'll see some more specials that will come out later in the year this year. So I would say those are a couple of things to look for. And again, we're going to continue vetting the great vendors that are out there, putting them in our preferred vendors list so that you guys know who are the reputable people to work with, maybe who to stay away from. So all of those things will continue to perpetuate and blossom as the group grows. Absolutely.
Good. Great point. Make sure and check out the preferred vendors list, y'all. I've went and gone and I've reached out to some folks, and we've pretty much cleaned up all the links and everything, as well as added some new vendors within there. So definitely make sure and go check out that preferred vendor list. It is pinned in the featured tab. So right at the top, if you just scroll a little bit to the right, you'll see it. Or if you just use the search feature, just type in preferred vendor list, it'll pull it, but hit most recent, because there are multiples out. Like maybe I should just go out and delete the older ones. I kind of like them just for nostalgia purposes. It's going to be cool. Like, wow, that was our first ever preferred vendor list. Like, look where it's at now. The thing is crazy robust. And I'd say 75% of them, you get a discount because you are a syndicate member. So we've worked really hard on that list. I've reached out to a lot of people. I've vetted a lot of people. I've gone through a lot of systems and a lot of demos to make sure, hey, this is something that we actually want to represent within the group. So make sure and go check out the preferred vendor list. But lastly, on what's to come. So we got the event, right? Obviously, we got some long form potential podcasts coming out. But then
merch that we're working on.
We are working on
some kind of merch that you think that we should have that maybe everybody else doesn't. Give us a call. Let us know. Drop something in the comments like, hey, you would like to see this as merch. Obviously, we're going to have some of the traditional stuff, some T-shirts and caps, things that will help push the brand. We've already got some kind of neat ideas that'll kind of support each show that we're doing, some of the different things. So we'll definitely have some merch out there for you as well pretty soon too.
Yep. Absolutely. And so, guys, y'all, that is where we're going, right? But we do have some cool things, some good announcements that we're releasing here in the next, I'd say, few weeks. Again, a lot of that's going to be kind of paired up with Tony and I's getting our office, all that. So we got a lot of work to do over there. So just getting that all set up, but just be on the lookout here in the next month. But again, just going back to, we're super grateful for y'all. We really are. Everything this group has evolved into is impossible without all of our members, right? And I know I named the top 10, but it is impossible. If I only had 10 members, we wouldn't be doing 6 live shows, right? It would be a little repetitive. We could probably just hop on a Zoom call. So we really appreciate everybody and your contributions. I see you, Nancy, out here. I haven't seen you in forever, Nancy. Just FYI, I miss you and your husband, Brian. So you guys need to come to Austin and hang out. And I know y'all are busy. Hey, if you guys don't know Nancy, y'all need to, I just put her up here on the screen. Y'all need to go freaking check her out because she runs multiple businesses, is freaking killing it too. Really appreciate y'all. You guys are awesome. And so I guess last bit here, I told y'all if you hung around until the end of the show, we do have an announcement. I will say this announcement. Should I tell them what it cost us, or should I not say that? Yeah, okay. We're
It's
not going
not
to
their
say how much it
business.
cost. It cost a lot,
Like
but
$8.
yeah, $8. Yeah, we got a blue check mark on Twitter for it. So, with that being said, so you guys probably know, and maybe before I announce it, put in the comments. Now, it is an event, but it's what the syndicate is going to be doing, right? So we're going to an event, but what event do you guys think it's going to be? Put it in the comments real quick. I'll give you all just a few seconds. Let us know where you think we're going to be showing up and where you could potentially be showing up with us as well. Okay, put it in the comments. And with that being said, y'all, here's what we're up to.
The insurance syndicate's the one-stop shop. Disrupting this industry if you like it or not. We're the best of the best industry leading companies. You don't believe it? Well, come and see. Either way, we gon' keep on winning. Wanna win? Well, pay attention then. Insurance syndicate. Make sure you remember the name.
Boom, baby. That's the news, y'all. So the insurance.
You didn't recognize that. That's the theater in the Statler Hotel, is it not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So the insurance syndicate has gone and locked down the syndicate. We're calling it the Syndicate Sky Suite at 8% Nation in Dallas, Texas in July for 2023. We've locked it down for us, right? And again, it was a pretty penny, but we're doing it because I'm telling you right now what we've got set up for this, and this is why we're limiting some members. Okay, so if you are potentially interested in seeing what it would be to participate in that, again, we're passing everything through at cost, but we've got a lot of cool things planned. We're going to be doing a syndicate. I know we're doing a syndicate lunch. We're doing a syndicate private dinner. Okay, and we're calling this basically the Syndicate Sky Suite is for made members only, right? And we say that because, well, I'm not gonna say any names yet because we're still locking down names. But I tell you right now, everybody sitting in that Sky Suite, we will accumulate to over $1 billion in revenue. So I'll tell you that right now. You guys need to be in that Syndicate Sky Suite. We haven't locked down how many tickets we are going to release. They are premier ticket levels. So technically you do have lunch provided. But again, we're going to be doing our own syndicate lunch one of those days, and then we're going to be doing our own syndicate private event on one of the nights as well. And then obviously everything that Cody has going on at 8%. And really, you know, it's crazy how it comes full circle, right? To where, Tony, I was just an attendee at 8% Nation 5 years ago, right? And I was awestruck when I saw Cody, and I was awestruck when I saw Coach Michael Burt. And Coach Burt, I mean, to this day, like, still every single time I hear him speak, man, he blows my mind. But it's hilarious. It all started at OG Power Players, right? All it takes, and you guys have heard me say this, all it takes is one freaking event, right? And it's so cool how
one interaction.
I was a member, right, or just an attendee who could barely afford a VIP ticket, and I had to get a credit rate. I have to tell this story. So me and Hanky go because I plugged Cody with a CRM, Ricochet 360. So because I got him a vendor or a sponsor, he gave me a VIP ticket. He goes, "How about two? You want two?" And I said, "Well, yeah, dude." Well, so I take you guys know my service guy, and he's our manager of virtual assistant operations as well. Now, back then we were just cold calling and grinding, man. We had just started Redwood, but I was like, dude, Cody hit us up. We got to go, dude. And he's like, dude, I'm fucking broke. And I was like, me too, man, but we got free tickets. So like, let's just go. And so we go, and I had like no money, and neither did Hanky. And so basically we were going to be able to afford like one beer a piece, and then we could not spend anything else because we wouldn't be able to pay for the hotel rooms. So we get there, bro, we blow through our budget in like 30 minutes. And it's like, damn, man, like, okay, I guess we're just going to go back up to our room. And I was like, you know what? Screw this, man. We're here for a reason. So I start calling all my credit card companies, and Capital One, like, and I actually not even all, I had one credit card at the time. Capital One's like, you're eligible for a $1,500 increase. So they give me $1,500. You best believe me and Hanky blew it all. We went home broke too because we blew it all at 8% Nation in Dallas that year. But it was life-changing. And what's crazy, again, is to look back at moments like that, man, to where, wow, and not even 5 years later, we're sponsoring and like buying a Sky Suite and buying tickets for members and just everything that came from that. So if y'all say that there's not power in freaking events, I mean, we're living proof here, right? It's how I got to really meet Tony, right? And now we're doing business and all that. So I had to share that story because it's crazy how full circle it goes, man. And I know that you can attest to that too. So
mine was pretty similar. I had to get a free ticket. I wasn't going at all. I'm like, what is this? Nah, I'm not going to 8% Nation. I'm not going to some event. I've been in this business 18 years. I know what happens when you put a bunch of insurance agents in one room. Somebody's getting recruited. That's just how it works. It turns out that's not always how it works. So somebody gave me a free ticket. I stood in the back of the room and hung out and just kind of watched. And then as it went on, I was really amazed at the quality of the speakers that he brings in there, the quality of the material, the content. Nobody tried to hard sell me anything at all. There is all the vendors and the booths, and naturally they're out there pitching their products and their services, but they're all great people, good, high quality stuff. That's where I met Luke Acree and Andrew Saxa with Reminder Media for the first time, was out there. Among a few other people. It's where I met Matt Murray and some of the guys from Innovative Financial Group was at that first event. And then I remember we talk about OG Power Players was that same year, right? That I had met Cody and met Landon and started to kind of get tied into some of those guys. And then he invites us, 25 of us, I think, all went out to Springfield to hang out, right? You, me, Brad Hannon, Pete Fournier, Cody, Brock. I mean, there was a bunch of us out there.
Brian Nutter. Yep.
Yeah, and Josh Beavers, Josh Lustig was there. There was a ton of
story time. Amazing.
100%. That was nuts. But that I remember I was just sitting on we were in an intermission, right, from our morning meeting at OG Power Players. And I was just sitting out on the kind of the back patio of the hotel, just getting some air. It was a nice crisp day. And then you come out, you're hanging out. That's when you had long hair still. And then we just started chatting and like, well, we're both from Austin. And we're like, where are we? Like, we're both from Cedar Park. We're a mile apart from each other. And so we started kind of getting to know each other a little more. And then when we came back to Austin, we kind of continued with that spark to getting to know one another more and more. And then now, 4 years later, 3 years later, actually, because that was not even, that was 2.5 years ago.
No, because August Power Players was it? Yeah, it was August 2020. Yeah, you're right.
So it wasn't even. It's 2.5 years. In what that relationship has started, not just you. I mean, I've built relationships with so many people in that group of guys that I'm collaborating with on different items, whether we're working together in distribution areas, working together. That's where I met Justin Brock, and now I'm the MC of Medicare Con with him, right? Doing that event, which is phenomenal. And then obviously everything that you and I put together. So getting in the room as Nancy drops here, it is definitely worth it. The people you might meet, it just takes one thing, like one comment, one person, one engagement could be the catalyst that changes.
There was like three of us. There was 3 Redwoods when we went to OG Power Players that year, right? Honestly, we didn't even know if we were going to be able to make it. But Cody invited us, and I was like, hey, like, is it cool if Dad comes too? And he goes, yeah, man. So like the Redwoods go. And I'm telling you, man, we had 3 people. I'm pretty sure I had some referrals and Facebook stuff going, but man, we were still cold calling, still doing all the outbound stuff. Within 6 months of going to that event, man, I'm not even lying. We went from 3 people to like 15 to 20. Now we have 43 agencies with us, a little bit over 70 in the organization. And you guys heard Tony, it's literally been just a smidge over 2 years that we've been able to grow into that. And I do attest to that. That's why everybody's like, man, you're such a Cody fanboy. It's like, I'm not a Cody fanboy. I'm a Cody freaking Askins testimonial. Like, if you do the shit that he tells you to do, it freaking works, man. And so I always have to give a lot of credit where it's due on that side of things, because without that meeting, without obviously hiring Cody as a consultant, which he doesn't even do anymore. He doesn't do the one-on-one because he's got so much going on. Wow. Right. Like, changed our entire business, our agency. And so, man, y'all, I'm super excited. I definitely, again, we're going to kind of release a little bit more, give us about another week or 2 before we release kind of the ticket sales. But again, it is going to be very limited, because really kind of, we'll call it the heavy, we're going to have some heavy hitters is basically, we'll leave it at that, but we're going to have some heavy hitters across all different industries, right? So again, what is the syndicate? It's not just PNC, it's not just life, it's not just Medicare, it's not just health, right? Whatever. We're going to have basically industry leaders in every single one of those verticals. And then we are going to allow select people to bring select members or their team members or whoever to come with them. And I'm telling you right now, that's sweet, right? So again, you're not going to be on the floor. You're going to be on the suite overlooking. I don't know if you guys saw in the video, that was Eric Thomas, right? So literally Cody's had Eric Thomas, Patrick Bet-David, Jesse Itzler,
Ed
Coach
Milet.
Michael Burt, Ed Milet, freaking Tim Tebow.
Michael Irvin.
I mean, come on, the list goes on and on and on. And you're telling me you can't learn. People have said, what am I going to learn from Michael Irvin? I mean, did you really just say that? I mean, maybe go home and think about it and then come back and ask that question again, because the dude's a freaking Hall of Fame football player, millionaire. Like, I think you could probably take a few nuggets away from that. So again, super excited for that, y'all. The Syndicate Suite, more to come on that, but we are very excited to bring in a select few members on that. And it's going to be freaking epic. And it's not just getting the suite. There's more to come with it outside of the lunch and the dinner. We've got some really cool stuff planned for it. So I'm super excited.
Yeah. Come on with it.
Yep. Well, so with that, y'all, if anybody does, feel free to ask any questions if you do have anything. Obviously, again, new members, make sure to go check out the YouTube channel. Make sure and just check out that featured tab, the files tab, the media tab, cruise through the group. The search feature is your best friend. I promise you, it's probably one of the most underutilized things within a Facebook group. Just make sure and use that. If you want to find something about life, how to sell life insurance or whatever, literally type that in and it'll pull all the posts that are teaching you on how to sell life insurance, or if it's how to level up in property and casualty. It is P&C. So don't search how to level up in P&C. It'll take you to like a Google page, so you can open up a checking account or some shit. It's property and casualty. All right. So I think really last bit is I just wanted to give a quick shout out to the rest of the Syndicate Network groups. And then Tony, if you just want to wrap us up. But so guys, we've got the Insurance Syndicate. Okay. So that's obviously, this is our main hub for everything insurance. We've got the Trucking Syndicate. So if you are on the property and casualty side, either in trucking or looking to get into trucking insurance, that is the Trucking Syndicate. Only trucking insurance is talked up in there. We do actually have life members in that as well. So excuse me, it's property and casualty as well as life. I mean, even or health, excuse me, life too. Truckers are amazing cross-sell opportunities for pretty much all lines of business. A lot of you guys know they're 1099 ops. They need everything, right? So go check out the Trucking Syndicate. We've got the Acquisition Syndicate. So that's all about acquisitions. Just posted a video in there with Mr. Jim Lowitz. If you are looking to get in the acquisition space, it does pay to play, but he can get you in front of any seller in your desired geographical location in the country. Again, you got to pay to play, but it is a guarantee he will get you in front of at least 3 sellers and help you kind of guide you and navigate you through that acquisition process. So definitely go check that one out. We actually have the Overlay Syndicate. We've got the Gaming Syndicate. And then we have also, oh my gosh, dude, I have so many groups.
Acquisition Syndicate.
We've got the acquisition. I'm like literally blanking on how many Facebook groups we've got. And then we've got, let's see. Oh, and actually go check out if you're in the Austin area, which I'm sorry, I haven't done one in a couple months, but the ATX Agent Hangout. So make sure and go check out the ATX Agent Hangout. That is a page where me and Tony, actually, we run a local networking event here in the Austin area, just for agents to get together. We collaborate, educate for about 15 minutes, and then we just basically have drinks and hang out and have fun and just network. So definitely go check out the ATX Agent Hangout. I feel like I'm just missing more of my syndicate groups because I have so many. Oh, the Annuity Syndicate. So we've got the Annuity Syndicate as well. We've kind of paused that one just a smidge. We've got some more cool things we're going to roll out in that group here in the next, I'd say, month or so. But yeah, Gaming Syndicate we have as well, which I saw Hanky's name up there. So he actually kind of runs that group where it's, guys, we actually have a group where it's insurance people who game. And some of these guys are straight up MLG people. If you don't know what MLG is, then you don't game. But I mean, these guys are popping off and they're posting their Twitch and their the Discord channels and all that. I'm not that hip on that. I play some Call of Duty and FIFA every now and then, but make sure and go check that one out. That one's really cool. And again, just keeping it super diverse where, you know, insurance is so much more than just selling insurance. And I think that's probably the number one lesson I've learned is that when I've really opened my eyes to what this industry can do, right? Not only for yourself in business, but in your lives, like it's the relationships gained and the friendships gained. I mean, these are lifelong relationships and friendships and business partnerships and strategic partnerships and just whatever, man, just gained forever all through this industry. So it's so much more than just selling a product. I hope y'all hear that. And I hope y'all are seeing that and feeling that and finding that value within our group. I believe that you are, and just continue to do so, because I promise you, it's groups like this, it's members that are in groups like this, that we will continue to get better, and help level each other up to where, hey, it sucks to be on top of that mountain alone, right? Why not? Let's all do it together. And I don't care what line of business you're in. So
yep. Hanky's comment here hits it right on the head, man. It humanizes the insurance industry by connecting with so many people. I mean, doesn't it make sense that if you're going, I mean, we love the insurance industry, but let's not joke about it. It's hard, especially when you're new. It's hard. It's not an easy thing. If it was an easy thing, everybody would do it and it wouldn't pay as well. Let's be honest. Right. So for all of us that are going through this industry at various stages of progress and growth, it only makes sense that we want to surround ourselves with a community of people that think the same way, that are headed down similar paths, that are walking the same struggle. They're dealing with the same frustrations, the same problems. They're having the similar successes, and we can reach down and hand them up, and we can reach up and get a hand up. Like that. That's what it's about, and that's exactly what we're putting here. So that's exactly what Hanky said there. We're humanizing the industry with all these connection points that we're creating for you. Not just because we want you to be submersed and only have friends in the insurance industry. That's it. Can't talk to anybody else. That's not it. But it makes sense, right?
Right.
And there are some beautiful, beautiful people in this community of insurance agents out there. So I love everybody that I've come to know in this business. I mean, I've been in it 18 years, and the relationships that I've developed over those years, not only with agents, but with my clients as well that I work with in the business, that has been the primary one item that keeps me in the business, that makes me love the business, that keeps me driving deeper and deeper in the business, is the relationships. Money's great, but the relationships are what is the real rewarding factor. It truly is.
Money typically comes with good freaking business relationships too. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It definitely does. Well, awesome. Tony, close us out, man. This is awesome.
Yeah,
show.
Man. Absolutely. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, we are here every Wednesday live at 9 a.m. and we've got a whole bunch of other shows too. You've already heard us talk about them. Make sure to tune in to Monday Mindset. You got me for Tuesday Training. We got an awesome episode next week with Galen Hendricks, part 2 of her bundling cancer coverage. We got Tactical Thursdays with John Wetmore tomorrow. We should have a very special winning on Wednesday next week for our year anniversary.
There's a special Friday fuel coming too, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if it's this. It should be this week, but it may be next week. But it should be this Friday.
I think it had to get bounced in next week, but stay tuned for a big announcement for Friday Fuel. We got a huge guest coming on there for you. And as always, Saturday morning cartoons is a great way to sit around, eat some cereal in your underwear. Maybe watch, instead of watching cartoons, get some knowledge from some of the different people that Sawyer's interviewing. So thank you guys all for coming in. If you're interested in the Sky Suite opportunity at 8%, let us know. I've already had a few people that have kind of mentioned it. Those are going to be limited ticket options, and they will absolutely sell out. So make sure that you express your desire to be part of that suite package in that syndicate group, because as Joe has already alluded, there's probably going to be about $1 billion in premium in that Sky Suite.
I'm saying revenue. I'm saying revenue.
And revenue, yeah.
I think we already probably have it on the premium side.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Revenue. Like, we're going to have some pretty big 9-figure hitters hanging out there with us. So you'll be able to get close to them, hang out with them, have some private time with them, lunches, etc. So we're going to make sure that it is tip top for you, and we want you there. Other than that, that's it for today. It's Wednesday. Go out and kick some ass for the rest of the week. It's Wednesday.
It's the peak of the week, y'all. Keep going after it, right? Keep providing value. Hey, this is what we're talking about in this group translates outside of this group, right? Do this for your team members. Do it for your upline, your downline, your brother, your sister, your freaking clients. I don't care, right? Keep doing things right, the right way. Keep providing value. Push some content out there so people know that you're human, right? And let's keep crushing it. I hope everybody had an amazing 2022. And let's get after it for 2023. We're super excited. We'll see y'all next Wednesday. Love y'all. Later.